All right, guys, thank you for joining me today. This was pretty last minute, so I do apologize for that. I also uh, completely forgot that I have a premiere going on at the same time on the Angry Prepper channel. So, again, not a very well thought out plan, but again, this is last minute, so this is what last minute looks like. Too lazy to hang up the background, so you guys know what this is, so that really doesn't matter. Anyway, Flown Grown, Dobie, thank you for the 5x5. Eric, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it, guys. Glock, Jeffrey, thank you for the 5x5. So, anyway, we got some interesting things to talk about today. I found a lot of news very interesting today. One piece of news out of Australia that actually happened earlier, well, a couple months ago, but they've been talking about it for about a year now, is the digital ID. We're going to go over that in a little bit. Let's see who else. Paul F., man, thank you for the 5x5. Keith, thank you for the 5x5. Yeah, no brick wall. And don't call me sir. Call me Survivor. Thank you for the 5x5. Let's go. And Murder Lizard and Gunslinger. Thank you for the 5x5. Yeah, no brick wall. So now no one has anything to actually talk about other than like maybe the bullshit behind me. But yeah. Still got a lot of stuff to throw away in this apartment. This chair is another chair that's not going anywhere. Actually, my father got it from my mother. That's probably why it's not on its out. As far as all the other stuff, that's going to come down in the next couple of weeks. So probably by the end of the year, a lot of this behind me is going to be very, very bare. Like nothing on the walls. But anyway, that's what it is. So guys, the digital ID out of Australia, I think, is a test run, right? So this is very interesting. The way they're going about this actually is very interesting. This is how to get people on board with their plan. They do it ever so slightly, right? So at first, when talking about the digital ID in Australia, the one word or the key word that jumps out at you in the actual bill and online is voluntary. This whole thing is voluntary. And they want to make sure you understand how voluntary it is by repeating how voluntary it is. Right? But, sorry. So, again, this is to get people comfortable with the fact that it's your choice. But I think in the next couple of years, it won't be your choice. And again, being that this is a test model, at least in my opinion, this is a test model, they want to see how this is going to go. Excuse me, just responding to somebody and their fucking effortless stupidity. But anyway, Bill Collins, yeah, I live above a highway, so you'll hear trucks all the time. Either they're going to blast their horn in another couple of minutes, or you just hear vehicles passing by, cars and things like that. Anytime a vehicle is passing underneath, the audio is fine, Chris. See, if it's choppy, that's on your end. But I'm watching it on my end, and it's how do you say? So, yeah, that's on your end. All right, I was just double checking. Anyway, so here it goes, guys. Australia is requiring people to register their IDs to access the internet. That's not entirely true. What they are asking them to do is create a digital ID so that they can access certain websites, buy certain things, even work from home using the digital ID. Now they're not asking them to do this so that they can access the internet. This is also so that they buy something off of here off the internet. I mean, if they buy something off the internet, anyway. So, like I said, being that they're testing this out, we have to see where this goes. The World Economic Forum has talked about digital ID for years, and now Australia is implementing this on a, I guess, smaller scale because it's in one country right now, but it's going to soon spread. Now, we've been talking about digital IDs starting up for a long time. Here in the United States, according to the rumors, and even me believing the rumors, we were supposed to have digital IDs in full effect 2022. It is now 2024, and nobody is no longer talking about digital IDs here. Anyway, so what is a digital ID? Gathering your ID documents and going to a shop front or office to confirm your ID has been time-consuming and challenging. Your digital ID lets you verify your ID online for work, education, and personal use. You can use your digital ID online anywhere, anytime. Each time you use your digital ID, though, you will need to agree before any of your information is shared with the services you want to use. A digital ID is an online method of confirming your identification that does not require physical documents. Digital ID does not replace a physical ID documents, though. It is more secure and convenient alternative to traditional forms of ID. It allows you to do things like changing jobs, apply for rentals, access many government services online. Now, digital IDs do have levels. When I get to level 3, this is where shit gets interesting. But before I get there, increasing the proofing level of your digital ID. Different services require different levels of ID strength. Some require basic level proofing, some require standard level proofing, and others require strong level proofing. If you have created a digital ID at a basic or standard proofing level, you want to access a service that requires a stronger proofing level, you will need to increase the strength of your ID, and you could do that by using your digital ID app. All right. Now, we're going to jump. There are 3 levels. There's basic, standard, and strong. We're going to jump right to level 3, which is strong. You need to provide at least 2 acceptable ID documents, such as your Australian driver's license, Medicare card. I didn't even know that was an actual government ID. Your Medicaid card, or your Australian birth certificate, and one must have a photo on it. For example, your Australian passport. You also need to provide that you are the same person as shown in the ID documents. Listen to this. By scanning your face with your smart device. They mean your phone. Now, this, guys, is all an effort to get rid of paper, right? To get rid of paper IDs, whatever that might be. They want you to use everything on your phone, right? Yeah, now this is the old-ass Razor flip phone, but you get my point. They want everything to be on a phone. The problem with digital IDs and phones is that once you get somebody's phone, welcome to 2024, once you get somebody's phone, you have all their information on it. And you don't necessarily have to use their phone to go in the shops and use the phone, but you can access all their data from their phone, making it yours. All right. So so the whole, real quick, I know somebody was talking about Hell's Angels and the illegal immigrant, and there was a biker from one of those groups that stated that's not happening. He says no way Hell's Angels is heading to Colorado to help out. Hell's Angels and motorcycle clubs like that, and I forgot about that. I used to ride a bike, and I didn't hang out with any groups, but I learned a lot about groups riding around. And they will not come to anyone's defense unless you mess with one of theirs. So unless they messed around with Hell's Angels or they shot at them or whatever it is, that's the only way you get a response like that. You're not getting a response like that because, they messed with a neighborhood, and a black neighborhood at that. There's no way they're responding that way. And when I saw them, Hell's Angels, I'm like, Hell's Angels is going to help Negroes? I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then when I saw the biker, when he said what he said, I was like, very good. And he was trying to say as little as he possibly could without incriminating himself. But nonetheless, he made a great point. They weren't headed out there to help anybody. They're not going to black neighborhoods and helping shit. That's bottom line. They're only helping out their own. And so, yeah, when I saw that video, because it didn't make sense to me when I saw all of these videos. I'm like, they're really heading down there? But there's no real context to the videos. It's just a lot of bikers zooming by a camera. And I'm like, man, that's interesting. And then I saw the video last night, and I was like, oh, okay. All right, it makes more sense now, They're not doing that. Whatever those videos are from, who the fuck knows? But on any given day, guys, in any roadway here in the United States, if you're traveling out west or in Midwestern countries, you're going to see a lot of bikes on the road. You're going to see gangs of bikes on the road, right? So there is that. So anyway, guys, they want you to scan your face. That's the bottom line to this level 3 ID. Level 1 and 2 is just you giving in paperwork, scanning paperwork, putting in your ID, and that's it. Level 3, they want you to scan your face. You might use level proofing to access welfare and related government services. Now, again, it's on a volunteer basis. What they're going to do is they're going to make you identifying yourself in any other way hard as possible and saying, oh, by the way, you should just use the digital ID. We'll make it easy for you. That's how they're going to go about it. They're not going to go about it in any other way. I wish we went back to these, man. I wish we went back to this. Is so much simpler. Just fucking take a phone call. What's going on, son? Close it up in your pocket. Now you got all the distractions in the world on your fucking smartphones. Anyway. Yeah, Steel City just said the same thing. Outlaws that I know from PA says it's not happening. No, it's not happening. Like I said, when I saw it originally, that didn't make any sense. I was like, when the fuck did they become a charitable group? Hell's Angels, guys, they're not first of all, they're not a great group of dudes. They do a Christmas thing for kids. If I'm not mistaken, they're still pretty racist as well. So, and Hell's Angels would never announce what they're doing. So, yeah, anyway. That's the bullshit with the Hells Angels. It's not happening. And the digital ID is happening in Australia, but on a volunteer level for now. They're probably going to start breaking people's balls in the near future to make things a lot harder. Now, what are the benefits of the digital ID? So obviously, guys, they're going to try to sell you on this shit. We're going to talk about the selling points of this nonsense because it's just what it is. Nonsense. So what are the benefits for you? Digital ID lets you access online services without looking for physical ID documents or going to a government or business office. You can manage all your affairs from anywhere, whenever you want, via your smart device. Using a digital ID means fewer organizations will need to keep your personal information. This will lower the chances of your data being stolen. That is absolute bullshit. That is the worst bullshit in the world. They're not going to store your data. Of course they're going to store your data. That's all they do is store your data. But anyway. Excuse me. Trying to fix something. Digital ID will reduce the need to remember username password to sign in on online services. Enables more services to be offered online with a secure way to check your ID wherever you are at any time, and not replace any of your ID documents it will be given. It will give you a simpler and safer way to prove your ID online. Again, this is if it's for you. For businesses, businesses only want to keep information from your ID documents when you have to use it. They'll only need to make sure that they're dealing with someone who is genuine and not a fraudster. I like that. Digital ID reduces the amount of documents customers need to share. This reduces the amount of personal data a business needs to hold. Use of a digital ID lowers the chances of data theft for the business and their customers, as having it reduce the risk of theft and exposure through data breach. Now, again, bullshit. All the data, guys, is on your phone. Everything on here is on there, is on the phone. So, yeah, maybe they won't hack the businesses, but they'll steal your phone. And there goes your information. So they always try to push a safe angle, and anything, guys, and I mean anything, on the internet is not safe. Period. If it's on your phone, if it's on the internet, if it's in the cloud, it's not safe. There's no such thing as safety measures that can be met 100%. Now, if you notice the language they're using here, they say that it lowers the risk or reduces the risk of theft, but not that it eliminates it. They're starting to change their lingo a little bit because they realize that there's no way on God's green earth you're going to keep hackers out of your business, unfortunately, because they want to move everything digital. Data breaches have many Australians in recent years. Data breaches have many Australians in recent years and are one of the biggest privacy risks Australians face today. That's worldwide. It's not just an Australian thing. A reduction in the impact of future data breaches will protect people and businesses from scams and identity crime. That is a load of shit. Now, for government use, digital ID is a tool improving online government service. Online government services make it easier to get what you need from the government. This is especially for people in remote areas and Australians with disabilities. Now, remote areas are talking about like the outback and places like that, where there's like very little, I guess, towns of civilization, right? So a lot of Australia is like Mad Max, you know, open desert for days, or I guess if you're driving for hours at a time, hell, maybe even days. I'm not sure. Online government services make it easier to get what you need. Now, this is how they, again, break your balls to get you to join their program. Because as they're stating here, it makes it easier for you to get what you want. If you don't use that, they're going to be like, well, you could have used the digital ID app and made it easier. And this is how they get you to use it. But again, it's voluntary. Just like it was voluntary for you to take the arm ticket, they were like, we didn't force anybody to take it. We just, we bent their arm the other way. But anyway, the benefits, guys, are, okay, a secure and trusted ID solution will enable more responses and tailor services. These benefits for government use are more efficient government service delivery, i.e., shortening the time to get a tax file number from 28 days to 10 minutes. Of course they're going to use that one. And faster help for government and businesses for people who lose access to their ID documents. This may be due to scams and other situations such as natural disasters and family violence. God damn, that was a harsh one to put in there. Family violence. Anyway, and they probably mean like domestic violence and things like that, but family violence just sounded weird. So again, guys, this is the digital ID going into effect in Australia. They are undoubtedly going to edge people into joining their program by making it difficult for them to reach anything else they need done. So if they can't do it the old-fashioned way, then be like, but if you have the digital ID, we'll make this will make it a lot faster. That's how they're going to go about it, as per usual. All right, guys, switching gears. How long have we been on now? 20 minutes. North Korea's Kim Jong-un reportedly ordered dozens of his officials executed after deadly floods. Not sure why, but North Korean dictator Kim Jong, whatever the fuck his name is, may have ordered at least 30 government officials to be executed after the devastating floods over the summer that killed thousands, according to a new report in South Korea. The South's TV Chosun reported Tuesday that North Korean authorities sentenced 20 to 30 people to capital punishment last month for their failure to stop the deadly flooding. When I read the title, I said, there's no way he killed these people because they couldn't stop a flooding. No way. Nobody is that stupid. I read the article, and yet I'm still surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm surprised. An official quoted as telling the outlet, 20 to 30 cadres in the flood-stricken areas were executed at the same time last month. While it's difficult to know the details given North Korea's extreme secrecy, North Korean Central News Agency has reported that Kim ordered authorities to strictly punish the officials after catastrophic flooding hit the Pyeongchang region. I don't know what the fuck that actually said. North Korea's state media reported that heavy rains in late July left over 4,000 homes, as well as numerous other public building structures, roads, and railways flooded in northwestern city of Xinjiang. Again, not what it says. And the neighboring town of Juhi. Pretty sure that's what that says. Kim blamed public officials who had neglected disaster prevention for causing the casualties that cannot be allowed. The North has rebuffed offers of aid from China, Russia, and even South Korea, with whom tensions remain at an all-time high. That's interesting. That's interesting that he turned down help from China and Russia. Not surprised about South Korea. Kim made a 2-day tour of Jinghu, again, pretty sure that's not it, in early August to meet flood victims and discuss recovery efforts. While touring there, Kim was quoted by KCNA as accusing the South of exaggerating the extent of damage to the flood, declaring it was a smear campaign and grave provocation against his government. That's why he killed him. There it goes. He thinks that there was a smear campaign and that he thought it wasn't as bad as they were saying it was, and in turn, he killed his 30 or 20 of the 30 subjects. All right, so interesting news. German warship blasts Darth Vader theme music on River Thames. Thames, if I said that right. Right, that's the river that goes right by Big Ben, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a German warship that was probably actually poking fun at them entering their waters. Now, for those that don't know, the name of the song is the Imperial March. That's Darth Vader's theme music. Look it up. I can't play it on here for obvious reasons, but it's fairly interesting when you play the music and you think about the warship coming down the river. German's Navy says there was no deeper message behind the warship song choice as it cruised through London. German's Navy says that there was no deeper message in the choice that blasted the famed Imperial March, Darth Vader's theme song from the Star Wars film, from one of its warships as it cruised down River Thames through London this week. Bystanders captured the spectacle Monday, today is Wednesday, on a video which quickly went viral on social media. The song selected made waves across Europe. The warship was in the area for training and dropped the anchor in London for a normal supply stop. The commander can choose the music freely, the Navy said in a statement Thursday. The choice of music is no deeper message. It is actually a deeper message. Who are they kidding? When you're playing a theme song like that in an Imperial March, and being that Germany did what they did in World War II, that was actually a slap in the face. Listen, I thought it was cool, but there was definitely a deeper message in it. We're not going to sit there and lie about it now. And then I appreciate that the German military is backing up their commander's choice. They're probably ripping them a new one as we speak. Nonetheless, I thought that was pretty slick. What are you hiding when you have it up? Google censorship. Again, don't read into it. I do this a lot. Not a lot, but I've done this a few times. There's nothing I'm hiding. There's nothing back here, what you see. But if you think I'm hiding something, okay, then I'm hiding something. Also, guys, real quick story before we go off the air in about 4 minutes. The beloved spy whale, Russian spy whale, has turned up dead. He was found floating in Norwegian waters. The Russians think that there was foul play. According to first findings, there was no obvious signs of death. So they're trying to figure out what happened to it. The white beluga whale named, I'm not going to put, Vladimir, first spotted in Norway, not far from Russian waters, with a harness that ignited rumors that it may be a Moscow spy whale, has been found dead. Norwegian public broadcaster NRK reported that the whale carcass was found floating at the Riskava Bay in southern Norway Saturday by a father and son who were fishing. I think it's beluga. The beluga whale, named by combining Norwegian word for whale, havel, and Russian President Putin, first name Vladimir, was lifted out of the water with a crane and taken to a nearby harbor where experts will examine it. Unfortunately, we found Havalir, floating in the water. He passed away, but it's not immediately clear what the cause of death is. Strand, who has been monitoring this whale's adventure for the past 3 years on behalf of the Norwegian-based Marine Mind not-for-profit organization, said that he is deeply affected by the whale's sudden death. What is he, crying into his fucking Cheerios? Anyway, it's absolutely horrible. This is coming from Strand, the fucking vagina that works in Norway. He was apparently in good conditions as of Friday, so we just had to figure out what might have happened here. It's horrible. It's a fucking whale, man. Like, seriously. Whatever. There are kids dying of starvation, and this fucking sack of shit's crying over a whale. Oh my God, Shamu is dead. Anyway, the 4.2 meter whale was first spotted by fishermen near the northern islands of somebody's asshole, not far from the Arctic of the Hammerfest in April 2019, wearing a harness and what appeared to be a mount for a small camera and a buckle marked with the text "Equipment St. Petersburg," which is Russia. That sparked allegation of the beluga whale was a spy. Experts say Russian Navy is known for training whales for military purposes. Over the years, the beluga whale has been seen in several Norwegian coastal towns, and it's quickly become clear that it was very tame and enjoyed playing with people. So this would be interesting if this whale actually sparked the Third World War. I would be like, yo, they killed our whale. Let's go to war. Very interesting. Very interesting that the whale was okay on Friday and Saturday it turned up dead. That could be anything. I mean, the Russians could have did it. The Russians could have let's kill the snitch ass. And then, they could have poisoned it or some shit. Fed it a poisoned fish. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? But I am going to follow this story because I'm curious to see what killed this whale. But anyway, guys, as you can see, the world is still falling apart as we are entering the age of stupidity, and stupidity is getting worse. Denial is getting worse. Things are getting used as a voluntary excuse or basis that's going to be forced upon people in Australia. Then it's going to open it up to the world. I forgot which African nations are looking to do the digital ID as well. That's going to be, again, a growing problem over the next few years. We're not going to see it in the next 2-3. It's going to be over the next 5 to 10. This thing is going to grow. So they're just working out all the kinks now so that they can fully establish it later. As far as the Dale whale goes, oh the fuck well, life moves on. But I am curious as to what killed them. And the warship thing, I think that was just classic behavior. That's all it was. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. This is The Angry Prepper. I will see you guys next week. I might do a Saturday doubleheader. I'm on the fence about that. But if I do, you guys will see it. If not, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.